Yep. Who's speaking?
All right, Scott or Derek.
Okay.
I did the
Go ahead,
first.
Scott.
I did the first 13. So.
Okay. So you can go next.
Okay, man, I had a busy day yesterday. Anyways, number 1, I put C. Firms spend more on investment.
Okay. Who agrees with him?
I do.
I was
You all
split between C or D. I'm leaning more towards C, though.
I did not know. So I put something else. All right. So C, most of you agree on C?
Yes.
Yeah.
All right. I'll look that one up later just to verify why I don't understand that one. Okay. Go ahead. Number 2.
Number 2, I'm not really sure on, but I put D. I don't know. I thought
Yeah.
I know it's between C or D. I don't know which one.
I put D.
Yes.
C.
Yeah, I put D as well.
That's why I
D
had
as
the
in
question
dog?
mark on C. Yeah, D as in dog.
Okay.
3, I put B, liquidity trap.
Yep. Agreed.
4, I put D as in dog,
Same.
Same.
and that was it.
Okay. I don't understand how to do these.
I was confused, so if that helps,
I
wasn't
put B
100%.
as in boy, and so clearly. Oh, but initially, I think maybe the key is initially,
Yeah, initially.
but I don't get it. I think page 470 talked about the word initially, what the difference is between. So I'll have to look that up later. But most of you guys think it's D as in dog.
Yeah.
All right, number 5. Oh, let's do the next person. Chan, you wanted to go, right?
Yeah. So number 5, D as in dog. And number 6, A.
I put A for 5.
I put A for 5 as well.
That's what I got.
Okay, I think we're going to keep A, Chan.
Okay. And number 6, I got A.
Same.
Agreed.
And number 7, I got A.
Same.
Agreed.
Number 8, I got vertical, C.
Same.
Yep, agreed. All right, are we shooting 5 or 4? We're shooting 4. So who wants to go next?
I'll take the last set if anyone else is dying
Okay,
to go.
I'll do the next 4 then. Number 9, I put B as in boy. If you guys disagree, make sure you speak up because I did not feel comfortable with this chapter at all.
Yeah, I got B,
So-
and I need to remember exactly. No, sorry, I got A on number 9,
Oh,
and I just need
all
a
right,
quick.
possible.
So we'll come back to this one because I can't remember what I was doing.
Okay, and I was looking at page 464, but I don't know what that means, if that means anything. So we'll put a question on number 9. All right, number 10, I have a question mark. Again, I didn't know if it was A or C. I guessed A, but I really don't know.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
I
thought
did
it was A, but I wasn't 100% sure.
Okay, a few of you said A, so we'll keep A. Number 11, here again, let's turn that off. Here again, I thought, off. Why does this not turn off? Okay, there we go. Sorry about that. So 11, I put A or B, but I circled B.
I put B.
All right.
B as well for me.
Number 12, I put A as an apple.
And I got something different for that one. I got B on that one. What did everyone else get for 12?
I got B as well.
I
I
got
would like to know how you calculate that.
I got 800, but I gotta make sure how I do that too.
Whoa. So we got different things. Okay, so we'll go over exactly how we calculated that in a little bit.
Mhm.
Okay, who wants to do 13, 14, 15, 16?
I can do that.
Okay.
So 13, I had a question mark, but I put D with a question mark,
I put A.
so I'm not 100% sure.
I got C on that one.
I have no idea. So, but
Okay.
then 14, I got C.
Okay, I agree with C.
That's what I got.
15, I got A.
Agreed. Anyone else?
And then
Yeah.
And then 16, I got D.
Agreed.
So
Okay, and then
All right.
I'll take the last 4. 17, I got A as an apple.
Agreed.
18, I got B as in boy.
I put D as in dog.
I put D as well.
Okay, so we may need to come back to that one. Can't quite remember what
Okay.
that question was. 19, I got C as in cat.
Agreed.
Yep.
And then 20, I was a little confused, and I had narrowed it down to A or C, and I'm not sure which one it is.
I put C.
I put C, and I think it is C.
Okay.
Because it said in theory, the key is it says even in theory, but it's not in theory for A. It
Okay.
says in theory, we actually think that it might work, but so that's why I got rid of A for that one. All right, let's go over some of these starred ones. So I don't understand the first few, but you guys all agreed on them, so I'm gonna just try and do those myself in my head. Number 9, which of the following events could explain a shift in the money demand curve from going left? So it's decreasing it. And what did you guys say it was? I had B, but someone else said something else.
I said that I had A. And
Okay, so I think
might-
it's a decrease also. So it's either A or B. And if it's a decrease in the price level,
Okay, so the R1, R2, R3, all those, that usually marks the interest rate because we're talking about the money market right here.
okay,
And the interest rate, in a sense, this is just my thought process. Someone correct me if I'm wrong. But that the interest rate is the cost of borrowing. So like the price level you use for like the aggregate demand curve or the aggregate supply curve. But when you're talking about like the money market and the demand for money and the supply that's given, I believe they're talking about the interest rate, which I consider to be the cost of
Yeah.
borrowing.
So you put B also then, right? Is that what you put?
I put A. Wait, why did I put A?
But the
No,
cost of
it's-
borrowing is B, and the R1, R2, R3 that you're pointing out
Yeah, that would be the cost of
is the
borrowing.
cost.
Yeah, sorry, I put A for some reason, but it's B.
Okay, good.
Definitely.
Sorry about that. Sorry for that confusion.
You explained a B answer perfectly, and then you said you put A. All right, number 10, we decided on A, right?
Yeah.
Even though that was worded kind of funny. Okay, number 12. Can someone explain how they got B or D?
I need to try to remember
got
what I
A.
did.
So the MPC, what I thought the MPC is just taking your spending divided by the total amount.
Yeah, which would get you pretty much 0.650.
That's right. So 0.65 and then 0.659. And if you did the two together, it's like 0.654. So that's why I put A. But then I'm wondering why people got something different.
I'm trying to find what page it was on.
Chad, you put A?
I put B. I'm working it out now why I put B.
Yeah, I got B as well, but I can't remember exactly what I did.
I mean, it would make sense. Yeah, like the MPC, the equation is that, so it would make sense to have A. So I could be wrong.
All right. If you figure out why you put B and it really makes sense, or whoever put D, text us, and then we'll take it into account, because maybe there's something out there that we don't know.
Mm-hmm.
So for now, should we keep A? Unless you guys can find out how you came up with the other numbers.
Yeah.
Let's just go with
Yeah,
A.
let's keep A, and if I figure it out later, I'll text you guys.
Okay, and then number 13 is real GDP falls. So real GDP is going along the bottom line of the graph. You have the graph, real GDP should be along the bottom. So if you have the demand curve, as real GDP falls, that means your demand is going down the slope. Oh, just kidding. As it falls, that means it's going up the slope. It's getting smaller. Then I would think that the interest rate would rise. But I think some of you put something else.
Yeah, I put D. So as it falls, the interest rate rises. Oh yeah, so it'd be C, right?
Yeah, I put C for 13.
Okay, so the demand is falling because it's going up. I guess that's why I'm so confused. What does it mean that money demand rises or falls? Does it mean it's shifting to the right? Does it mean it's going up or down the slope? What does it mean?
I would think that it would be a shift to the left. That's what I thought.
So I think it's so real GDP is the output, right? So according to the aggregate demand, as real GDP falls, price level goes up, correct?
The price level goes up. So is that the same thing as money demanded?
So when price level goes up, people need more money because in order to pay for an ice cream, because ice cream price level goes up, you need more money to buy ice cream.
Okay.
So I said money demand rises, but I'm not sure about the interest rate.
So I said money demand rises for that reason, because a higher price level means you need more money.
Exactly.
And then interest rate rises if the slope is going upward, the interest rate is also rising. If output's decreasing, interest rate, do we all agree that interest rate is rising or no?
I say it's rising.
I
So
say, yeah, I agree.
would say fall?
Rising.
Okay, so we think interest rate is rising. The key is then, is it A or C? And I think it's A, but two of you think it's C. The output falls, our interest does rise. As output falls, everything's more expensive. And so I think we demand or need more money when things are more expensive, but I don't know. It could be the way we're wording it. We could be completely wrong.
Yeah. I don't know. Does anyone know or anywhere in the book where?
I wrote down a couple page numbers, but it doesn't mean anything. I wrote page 462 for something on this, so let me look and see what it says there.
Yeah, I'm right now reading through 463.
Okay. Here we go. On page 462, it says the higher, that is in the middle of the page at the bottom, that is a higher price level increases the quantity of money demanded. So a higher price level, which makes sense when GDP falls, you have a higher price level. It says it increases the quantity of money demanded.
So money demand does rise.
So I think it is A.
Okay, I can see that.
Look
All
at
right.
the interest rate. I don't get the latter part.
The interest rate. The interest rate is shown on page, the next page, on page 463, figure 2. They have the picture where on the left-hand vertical slope, it says interest rate instead of price level.
Yeah.
And on the bottom, it says quantity of money instead of output. So it's the same chart, except that price level and interest rate are the same.
Okay.
Do you see that, Chan? Figure 2?
Yeah, it's not. I have an online textbook and it's not loading for some reason. But
Okay, so if you're going upward to the left on the demand slope, it actually shows that price level increases and interest rate increases, that they're both the same thing. Or they're both in the same place on the demand slope. All right, let's see if we have any other starred questions here. Number 18. So I thought it was D. I think TI, you recognized one of them, but you weren't sure on all of them.
Yeah, I put B on 18. Let me scroll down.
Okay, so let's talk about A and C then. So we all agree that it's B, but let's see if A and C are also correct. So I think that when you move from point A, which is equilibrium, to point B, you have less output. And there's usually less output when there's more unemployment.
Right, unemployment comes from like less.
So that's why I would think
output.
A would be true. So I mean, in addition to B, and then C, if the economy is left alone, then as the economy moves from point B to long run equilibrium, which is down that slope,
Yeah.
it's on A2, the price level goes further down. So if you go to where equilibrium jumps down to, the intersection of AD2 and LRAS, that would be a lower price level.
That would be. So yeah, then it would be all
All
of
right,
the
great.
above.
D. Can someone explain to me, just in your own words, number, I don't know, number 1 and number 4?
I got number 1 wrong, I think. I had, so we all put C. Did we agree on C for number 1?
We agreed on C. I didn't put C because
Yeah, I didn't put C either.
I don't
but
understand it.
I don't know if I got it right then.
I
What did
was
you
unsure
put?
whether it was C or D.
I put A.
And I put A.
As on number 1.
Yeah.
I just thought rising stock prices, which means, you know, like if people buy those stocks, firms will have more money to spend on investment.
I have written down next to it page 466 case study, paragraph
Okay.
2. Let's see what it says there. When the stock market booms, households become wealthier, and this increased wealth stimulates consumer spending. In addition, a rise in stock prices make it more attractive for firms to sell new shares of stock, and this stimulates investment spending.
That makes it sound like it's C.
Yeah.
That seemed pretty clear.
Yeah.
Yeah, because of rising
So
stock prices, if that increases wealth, people aren't going to decrease their consumption spending. They're actually going to do the opposite. They're going to increase it. So A is incorrect. And then B, firms will sell more of their stock if it's when it's booming. It's more attractive.
That was super clear. Thank you. Thank you. Okay, what about number 4?
4.
Someone want to explain number 4 for getting D?
Let's see. Shoot, I don't have this one written down.
Well, it was initially. So let me look on page 470 where it talked about, it's mentioned the word initially. Because I thought, oh, that it probably has something to do with that. 470 at the bottom, it said, let's see. It says the increase in government purchases initially shifts something. So what is this all about?
I think I found something on 464, the bottom of the page in the italics, because it says when the feds increase the money supply.
Page 464.
464.
Okay.
So the giant paragraph that's almost entirely in italics.
Okay.
It starts with
So when they
increase the money supply.
go ahead.
When the Fed increases the money supply, which is what it's asking, it lowers the interest rate and increases the quantity of goods and services demanded for any given price level, shifting the aggregate demand curve to the right.
Okay, so we know that the interest rate falls. I agree with that.
Okay.
So how do we know whether or not we're buying or selling bonds?
Because I think, like, maybe even in the previous chapter, maybe it was I forget what law it is, but don't you, when you have a lot of money in hand, because money supply increase, that means price level decrease. So that means we have a lot more money compared to, with before the increase of money supply. So people have less in their money holdings, and then they invest on different stuff. So investment rises, and I thought buying bonds was kind of like that investing.
I thought well, it's not talking about the government. It's talking about the people. Initially, the people. So if the people are selling bonds back to the government.
Right. Oh, I said D. Sorry, I said D.
You said B as in boy?
No, dog, as in dog. So
B as in dog.
yeah, people
Okay.
want to buy bonds.
All right, but see, I didn't say that. So let me just walk through this. If people are they're selling bonds back to the government, then they are getting money from the government, right?
Exactly.
They're selling their bonds back to the government. They are getting money, so there's more money in the economy. If there's more money in the economy, then the demand goes to the right and makes interest rates increase. Oh, all right. So let me talk about D 1 second. Sorry. Okay. So if the people are buying bonds from the government, they're taking money out of the economy, making it shift left, and therefore interest rate fall. All right. It's D. Sorry, guys. You're right. All right. Does anyone have any other questions besides slow to get at me?
No, I don't think so.
No, you covered my questions.
All right. Well, great. Thank you so much for meeting, and we'll see you guys in a week. And if you have any questions between now and then, email or text, or if one of you figured something else out, that one thing, if you figured out how you got those other numbers and it makes sense for number 12, then send us a quick text or email.
Okay, sounds good.
All right.
Well, that is.
All right. Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
All right. Thanks, guys. Bye.
Take care.